to my channel where I encourage others in Jesus. I was doing my morning routine the other day and praying outside when the sun was shining down on me, and a powerful message that came through. I've actually began living my life like this, and it has totally changed the way I view things and people and situations. So if you're interested in what that message was, stay tuned so I can reveal it to you. So some days I go outside and it's super, super hot, and I like to grumble and complain, as we know humans like to do. And I always try to make it an effort to stay out there at least 30 minutes, but sometimes it's brutal. And it also depends on what time I get out there. Sometimes I don't make it out there till 11 or 12 o'clock. Sometimes I'm out there at like 7 or 8 a.m. And so the times that I find it at noon, I like to grumble and complain. But one thing I've noticed about the sun is it's always consistent. And I always think it's so interesting. It is called the sun, S-U-N, and then we have the sun, S-O-N, who is so reliable, so consistent, always shows up. And so I took a great deal of lessons from the sun. But one thing I noticed is the sun shines bright and it radiates, and it does not care if you grumble and complain. There are some people that praise it, that love the sun because it is here to help their flowers grow, or it is here to help them see during the day so they can get things done, or it's here to dry the concrete that they just laid, or it's here to help their garden grow. Some people praise it, and then some people, it might be the roofers that are grumbling because it is so hot and they have to be out there in the sun. Or maybe it's someone like that, like me, that just grumbles to grumble. I'm out there and it's hot and I'm sweating and it's not the ideal circumstances. I'm not in my climate controlled house. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you grumble about it. It doesn't matter if you complain about it. It doesn't care if you're shouting praise for it. It doesn't care if you love it. It doesn't care if you hate it. It doesn't care. It just keeps on shining. It just keeps on loving everyone. And it shows equal attention to everyone. Everyone that goes outside can participate in the sun's love. And it doesn't have to have anything reciprocated. You don't have to show the love to the sun. You don't have to show hate to the sun. It doesn't matter. It's still going to show up and shine. And so I really used this lesson when interacting with others this weekend. And I had some moments where I did some really nice things for people and I didn't feel appreciated. I felt like they didn't even care that I went out of my way and did something, or I bought something, or whatever the case may be. I cooked something for them, and it's like they didn't show any appreciation for it. But in my mind, I just sat there and started thinking, I want to be like the sun. I want to love like the sun loves. It is so bright and radiating, and that it just gives its all to everyone. And it doesn't matter if someone uses it and doesn't appreciate it, because it's got so much fuel and so much radiance and so much love that it doesn't dim it. No one can dim the sun here on earth. It just goes right on shining. It's right on loving. And it goes on, and it's consistent every single day. It shows up for you. The sun is always there for you every morning. It goes away and then it comes back. It's reliable. It's there every single day. You can count on the sun. You can count on the sun for support and love and thriving, because what would we be without the sun? Like, we grumble and complain about it, but life as we know would not be in existence if we didn't have the sun. And it is so bright and radiating that you can't even really look at it for very long periods of time. And so people might not be able to match your energy. You're going to be so bright and radiating with this level of the sun that you have within your heart. When you're loving that at that capacity where you do things and don't care what you get back in return, it's like you're so bright that some people are not going to be able to handle that level of brightness. Some people, it's going to completely provoke, and they're going to run the opposite direction because they've never been shown love like that. They've never been shown consistent, reliable love. They haven't been shown a love that you get freely. You don't have to give anything. The sun gives freely. Freely give, freely receive. It doesn't make you do something for it to shine on you. You don't have to get up every single morning and do a certain task and behave a certain way for the sun to shine down on you. It's just going to shine. It loves you no matter what. It loves you whether you complain. It loves you whether you fixed your hair. It loves you whether you woke up in a good mood, bad mood. It loves you whether you're late or you're on time or you're perfect or imperfect. It doesn't matter. It still shines. It still shines. So all my situations that I got myself in this weekend, I just reminded myself, I want to love like the sun does. I don't want anything in return. I freely have all of these gifts. I freely am able to do all of these things that I do. I can share it with others with no expectation of a return. Some may grumble and complain that I'm doing it. Some may praise me and appreciate me, but I'm still going to love like the sun. Now, it is a true mindset that you have to get yourself into, because it's real easy to fall off that bandwagon when you see that you're not being appreciated. You start to feel used or abused, or someone's going to take advantage of you, and that, but you will never be dimmed by shining your light like the sun does. The sun doesn't get dimmed, like I said before. You will not be dimmed by lighting another person's candle. You're going to plant a seed in their mind. And what does the sun do but allow things to grow? It allows a garden to grow. So plant that seed in someone's mind. Do something for someone that they're not expecting. And don't, if they grumble and complain, don't argue back. I had bought somebody a meal this weekend, and when I had brought it to them, the only thing that they did was grumble and complain about the means that I went to go and get this meal. They just, it's almost like they were trying to start a fight with me on me actually going to get them a meal. I was just so shocked. I was like, aren't you appreciative that I took the time out of my day and I got you what you wanted and I brought it to you and all of these things, and you're just going to be mad and upset on the way that I did it? And I wanted to retaliate. I wanted to, talk back when they were just dogging me. But honestly, in my mind, I was like, love like the sun, Maybe they've never been shown love like this before, where it's unconditional. They don't have to do anything in return. Like, maybe they grew up in a family where if someone did something nice to you, you had to repay them back, and they just they felt caught off guard or something, and they were going to have to bring it back, or I don't know. Some people just don't accept love or accept gifts, or think that you're manipulating them behind it, or there's all kinds of ways why someone may lash out. But what I did in my mind, I just said a silent prayer for them, and I was like, I understand that they may not like the sun. They may be grumbling and complaining that it's a hot day and that all of this stuff. And don't you know, a day later, I received a text thanking me and appreciating me for getting them food. So it all came back around. It all settled down. But I planted a seed in there, and I let my sun shine and let the seed grow for a day. And it may not be a day. It could be a week or 2 weeks after, but believe me, if you just love like the sun, and it's a mental thing that you have to stay on track. You have to remind yourself. But if you just love like the sun, it's going to ripple out into the universe. Of course, it'll ripple back to you. But the main thing is don't take anything personal by showing love to others. It doesn't matter how they react. It doesn't matter how they approach it or appreciate it. It's just you are showing love like the sun. And can't we all benefit from the love of the sun? So if you were impacted by today's message, do not hesitate to like or subscribe or share this message with someone else who can also be impacted. It really helps the channel grow. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for listening to this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah!